What's up, guys? Today we are going to start the road to getting the 99 more on the road and get it back in some videos, get it used again. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get to it. So we've talked about the Malibu over there as a new project and some of the stuff that's going on with it, but what I haven't talked about in a while is this 99 GTP, which is one of the cars I started the channel with, and it has been sitting a lot. I would say for the last several years it barely gets driven. I maybe take it out once a week or so and just drive around the back roads, but it sits here most of the time, and there are a few reasons for that. When I started modifying this car, I did not start modifying it with a specific goal in mind. I just basically used what parts I had or could get good deals on, and for the sake of making modification videos. So what has happened is we've wound up with a car with a lot of parts on it that isn't particularly good at any one thing. It's not a very good street car. It's pretty uncomfortable. It's not a great track car. We'll talk about that in a minute. So it's just, it doesn't really do any particular thing. So it just is wound up not getting driven at all. It's just been sitting all the time. So one of the goals for this year on the channel is going to be to try to get this car in a more usable shape, get it in the position to where I want to drive it more, and start getting it on the road more, because it's sitting here in the driveway all the time isn't doing anyone any good. Now, drivability wise, it's fine. We are going to be making some more adjustments because I think there is more power to get out of this setup than where I'm at right now, but that's not the number one thing keeping me from driving it. The number one thing is these BC Racing coilovers. As I have kind of mentioned in other videos, I don't like them. They're not good. The dampening in the struts in these are really not good. They would be absolutely terrible on a road course or on an autocross. So since I can't use them at races, they should be good on the street, right? They're not. They're very uncomfortable. They're very bouncy. The biggest problem being you don't just get a bump. When you get a bump, you get a compression and a big rebound event every single time. The car bounces all over the place. It is really annoying. Now, as some of you may know, there are only 3 coilover setups available for this car. Those being the BC Racing coilovers, the old Megan Racing coilovers that I don't think are being made anymore but can still be purchased online, and then the new ZZP coilovers. They're all about $1,000 a piece, which makes me skeptical because that's too cheap for a set of coilovers, but one of them might be good. I'm not going to spend $3,000 to find out which ones are good though. So today we're going to be taking a trip out east to meet up with somebody who's got Megan Racing coilovers. We're going to test them out. We're going to see if they're any good, because before we buy anything else for this car, I just want to make sure it is what I want it to be. So that being said, I got to get ready to go, and we're going to go out and we're going to check these things out. For today's trip, we will be taking the 07. This will serve a couple purposes. One, I'm bringing the family with me, and this is just the most comfortable car we have to ride around in. But two, since we just did all the cooling system upgrades on this one, this is a good chance to test it on a longer drive. We've got about a 2-hour drive to get there, so we will take a look and see how this car does. Okay guys, so we are now in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have come all the way up here to meet with Grant from the 3800 Daily YouTube channel. He has been nice enough to allow us to use his car to figure out whether these Megan Racing coilovers are what we're looking for. So I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about himself and his channel, and then we will get in this and see what's going on. Grant?
What's going on, guys? My name is Grant. Like he said, I'm from the 3800 Daily. So basically what we do on my channel is we take the 3800 engines, whether it's a Grand Prix, Monte Carlo, or a Buick, and we take them and, you know, I basically show you how to modify, do repairs on a vehicle in which is your daily, but also has a 3800 in it, which is given the name the 3800 daily.
So now we're gonna go for a little ride. We're gonna see how these are. I will let you guys know kind of what my first impressions are, whether I think they're gonna work for what we're trying to do, and then I'll give you final thoughts afterwards. So let's get to that and we'll see what we like. All right, so first impressions of these so far, set to, you said, a little more than half firm.
So these have a 32 click adjustment, and it's on 24 right now.
Okay, they're definitely firm. The big thing that I'm looking for, because what you'll notice in a lot of coilover setups, because I've used many with different other vehicles, they don't have many for the Grand Prix, but like with my 240, I went through a few different ones. And one thing that is, I guess, the biggest difference between cheaper ones and better ones is rebound dampening. So what I'm looking for is, like, when you hit a bump, it's not the second you hit the bump, it's the second after.
Yeah.
So like in this one, it's doing fairly well actually so far compared to the BCs, which I just really don't like at all. But
they're a very common brand that everybody runs to because everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're the best. I'm not gonna say that they're the worst, but they'll get the job done.
I can say
honestly.
that I would not put a set of BC BRs on the track.
No.
That's my personal opinion.
Oh no.
The dampening is terrible, and it unsettles the car too much over bumps. On a road course at high speed, at the edge of traction, you hit a bump in a turn, you're going to be in the grass.
Yeah.
And that's unacceptable for track coilovers, in my opinion.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm thinking about it from a racing standpoint.
You want to maintain that constant contact.
Right. You need something that's going to stay pretty stable. Now, you'll notice right there, that was pretty good. We hit that bump, the car went and stopped. It didn't continue to move. And that's what I'm looking for, is to see how well these handle that. Now, I will say on the 240, one of the sets of coilovers that I did use that I was surprised by were Megan Racing Streets. They were pretty good. I also used powered by Maxes, which were in the $1,000 range, and they were absolutely terrible.
Now, these are Megan Racing Streets.
Yeah, so that's why I have hope for these, because on the 240 they were pretty good. This isn't too bad. It's a little floatier than I would like it to be. I am still getting a lot of what's called high-speed oscillation. So far, at least on first impressions, I feel like these are a little better than the BCs. What I'm really looking for is something that competes with my Stance GR Plus Pros that I had on my S13. But I'm honestly probably not going to find that for a Grand Prix. I feel like these are better than the BCs. That's my takeaway so far. I'm going to go ahead and kind of head back.
Okay. Yeah, we're right here anyways.
Yeah, because I thought about adjusting them, but honestly, I think I can tell already kind of where we're at. And I think the dampening is better in these than the BCs.
I do enjoy them, and you know, they're roughly the same price as BCs, about $1,100.
Yep. And it's hard to find good coilovers in that price range. Okay, so we are done with the drive, and I would say, as far as final thoughts go, not bad. They're definitely better, I think, than the dampening in the BCs. So as far as being a better alternative to BCs, I definitely think they fit that category. But we're not done yet. I need to get in the car with a set of ZZP coilovers next so that we can see what's going on there and really do a good comparison of all three. So the search continues, but I want to thank Grant again from 3800 Daily for letting us come out and try his car out and being on the channel. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. It will be linked in the description and also in the cards. And we did a video while I was here for his channel too, so go over and check that out. That'll be linked in the description also. And other than that, I think I'm pretty much done for this one. Drop this video a like. Make sure that you drop me a comment. Let me know what you think, especially if you've got any insight on any of these coilovers. And make sure you're subscribed so you see the next video. I will see you guys in that video. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.